everyone, it is Thursday. That means it's time for one of my regularly scheduled draft videos. We're doing Core Set 2019 right now. It is the newest set on Magic Online. This is my first actual draft video of it. I did do one sealed video of it. We have a pretty easy first pick. Demanding Dragon is one of the biggest bombs in the format. A 5-mana 5/5 flyer that makes your opponent make sometimes the decision's not that hard, but the fact of the matter is it either makes your opponent lose a creature or does 5 to them. So, you know, if that were attached to a mediocre creature, that wouldn't be very good, but it's attached to a huge, scary one, so it's what we take here. If the bomb weren't here, I think I'd probably take Fel Spectre. I think some people might underrate it a little. I mean, it's not clear yet just how fast this format is. If it's really fast, Fel Spectre is going to get worse. But a 4-mana 1/3 that makes your opponent discard a card that has flying and does 2 damage to them is pretty good. But we definitely take Demanding Dragon. I think next in line would be Starcrowned Stag after Fel Spectre. Okay. This pack is not really what you want to see. So, Sift is nice. Isolate is not. It's, you know, there are a bunch of cards in this set, and they've always done it with core sets. There's a bunch of cards in this set that are definitely printed with like non-rotating formats in mind, and that's what Isolate is. So I think it's either Sift or Aviation Pioneer. Which do I like more? I like them both. Sift is the kind of card that can just win you a game late by getting you extra cards. Yeah, I think I take Sift over Pioneer. Ether Tunnel can be some fun. Militia Bugler's not bad, but I think we probably just take a Boggart Brute. I think maybe Pegasus Courser. Pegasus Courser probably is the best card in this pack, and we could just take it instead of staying kind of on color with our Demanding Dragon, but I don't think it's like hugely better. So I think I'm going to take the Brute and sort of cut red a little. Well, red may not end up not being as open as we'd like based on this. So sleep is good if you're really if you can kill your opponent with it basically, and it does allow you to do that sometimes out of nowhere. And it's probably what I take here. There are, you know, Bristling Boar, Colossal Dreadmaw, Doom Dissenter. These things are all fine, but I think sleep is better. Does generally mean we want like a ton of creatures. Okay, well, I love Departed Deckhand. Yes, it dies to everything, and I know a lot of people are fixated on that, but guess what? Most 2-mana 2/2s die to everything. This one's unblockable, and it can make your other creatures unblockable, so, you know, it's great. Yeah, so Deckhand it is. I mean, I'm surprised it's here this late, honestly, so I think people are really sleeping on the Departed Deckhand. As a 2-mana, as a 2-drop that can win games. Aren't a lot of those, but it's one of them. I mean, I like all of our first 4 picks. 4 of our first 5 picks are all things I feel pretty good about. Boggart Brute is the one that I'm like, eh. but now we have a Volley Veteran who will pay us off a little for having him. And I think that's just what we take here. Gallant Cavalry's nice, but like we're already in red, and Volley Veteran will be good the more goblins we get. And we'll probably end up with a few. And a 4-mana 4/2 that kills something is already pretty solid. So, I mean, kills an X1 specifically. But I'll take it. So blue-red is supposed to be a spells deck in this format. You know, it's very early in the format, but so far I've found Synergy to be not the strongest in this set so far. I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy life gain decks, but other than that, I haven't really seen the other archetypes coalesce. But I've played like 1 sealed and 1 draft, so it's not exactly like I've played it a ton. So Catalyst Elemental isn't especially good. I could take it just to cut red, and that might be what I do, because I don't think it's likely. I mean, I like Rock's Oracle. I think that's the best card in this pack. But how likely is it I end up in green? Not that likely. I'm going to take the Elemental. And it's not like it's unplayable. If I end up with enough top curve stuff, it'll be fine. Like if I have 5s and 6s, you know, and this can help me power them out, then I'll probably play it. But Rock's Oracle is definitely like miles better than Catalyst Elemental. So But we really want to try to play red and make everyone else not want to play red when we have a card the caliber of Demanding Dragon. So, you know, now we're up to like 2 picks that I don't feel great about. And they're both 3 drops. So, but they're fine. I mean, Bogger Brute especially, like, it is a perfectly playable card. There were just better cards in it in that pack. But it is a good card. Like, I think if you got like 3 of them in most red decks, you'd play all 3 of them, which is a pretty good indicator of how good a card is. Okay, so things are sort of getting cut. Scholar of Stars probably isn't going to be very good in our deck. It's not likely we play artifacts in this thing. So we probably just take Totally Lost, which is perfectly playable. Scholar of Stars is nice if you end up in an artifact deck. And we did just, you know, maybe we should have thought about it, huh? Because I'm probably going to take this Apparatus over a Fire Elemental. Yeah, I am. It is removal-ish. So, how many blue creatures do we have? So far, we've got 1. I think that's enough. I've taken 2 artifacts in a row after passing Scholar of Stars. That hurts a little. But yeah, I think we take the Gearsmith Guardian. Sure Strike's a decent trick. Tolarian Scholar does give me a blue creature, but I don't think that's enough of a reason when, you know, just to play that. So I think we'll just take the combat trick. Okay, another Totally Lost. All 3 of these are like playable, but none of them are great. I mean, Tormenting Voice is a good way to draw cards. If we do end up in a more spell-heavy version of the deck, which we could, this would be our 4th spell. Tormenting Voice is pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll take the Voice. Well, now I wish I'd take another Totally Lost, but we'll put this over here for now. Take a Smelt for the sideboard. So, Scholar of the Stars, you know, I mean, we're already up to 2 artifacts. Went from 0 to 2 very quickly on artifacts. We probably won't play the Guardian unless we end up with, like, a few more blue creatures. Okay, well, I think we probably take Enigma Drake. It's in our color pair. We are up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells, and it's pretty good. Bone to Ash is a card I like reasonably, but, like, I'll be happy to take it on the wheel. I definitely don't want to take it this early in a pack. Yeah, so we'll take the Enigma Drake for sure. That's the best pick for us. There's nothing really notable in our colors here other than Bone to Ash. So that's a pretty weak pack. Okay, so here's another Scholar of Stars. And yeah, I mean, Scholar of Stars and Gearsmith Guardian like synergize with each other twice because it's a blue creature. This is an artifact. But I probably want to take something like Disperse more. These guys are fine, but I think I like Disperse a little more, especially now that we have an Enigma Drake. There's lots of auras in this format. There's lots of good combat tricks, so a card like Disperse is even better than it usually is. Yeah, we will take Disperse. So we're up to 2 blue creatures now for Gearsmith Guardian. So we're getting there. Probably not playing the Elemental, but other than that, I could see myself playing everything in here. Okay, so I do like Salvager of Secrets. We don't actually have any real removal spells to get back. Now, playing Sleep, then playing Salvager of Secrets and getting back Sleep is hilarious. So that's kind of tempting. But we just don't have anything that strong to get back right now with Salvager of Secrets. We could very well end up with it. You know, Pyromancer's okay. It's definitely going to be better in a more aggressive deck, and we seem to not be that much of one. Snapping Drake, Salvager of Secrets. I kind of feel like I should take the Salvager the more I think about this. The Drake is fine, but I feel like the Salvager is probably going to end up being good enough in our deck. I mean, even if we're just getting back Sift or Sleep, that's pretty good. And Disperse and Totally Lost, you know, to a lesser extent. But it's also another blue creature for our Guardian, who's really only going to be playable if we end up with enough blue creatures. So, okay, well now we can go with the alternate pick of the blue creature in the pack. And I think that's what we do. The other blue creature, overtaking another Salvager. If I knew I was going to end up with like a bunch of lightning strikes, Salvager would probably be better, but I just don't know that. Okay, well that's not good. We could take a Manalith and maybe end up splashing something. I don't think I'm going to play more than one Tormenting Voice, even with Enigma Drake. So I think taking the Manolith is probably the best pick for us. Let's do it. Okay, Aven Wind Mage is going to be good in our deck, so I will happily take it. Yeah. Ghost Form is not especially good in anyone's deck, so I don't think we take it. Does feel like our colors are getting cut. This is good if you end up with some sacrifice outlets, but that's not where we are. Crash Through is starting to look a little interesting because we have the Enigma Drake and the Wind Mage. I feel like we probably need a little bit more than that for it to be at its best. Like, you know, one more of each would probably make me say, yeah, I'll play Crash Through. Instead, I may take another Explosive Apparatus. Yeah, I'll take an apparatus. No, I'm going to take Crash Through. What the hell? Okay, so double cast, like... No, I don't think we want it. It's good if you have enough, like, really good removal spells to copy, but we don't have any, so we're going to just take this Ogre over another Crash Through. Okay, so this land's useless, more or less. You know, there are Vine Mares, and occasionally... you know, Gearsmith Prodigy is not terrible. We do have 3 artifacts right now. But maybe I just want another Tormenting Voice. Sort of like Crash Through. I'll run a second one if I end up with enough spell payoffs. Yeah. Yeah, Hostile Minotaur is fine. We could take Meandering River, but I think we'd probably end up playing a Hostile Minotaur. Totally Lost. Perfect. But now we will take a land that might help us splash should we end up... Right now we're not playing Manolith either. There's no reason to. We have plenty of Tormenting Voices. Right now I'm just going to run one. Sure Strike probably doesn't make the cut in our deck. Just don't have enough creatures. So we haven't ended up picking up any more goblins. I mean, this is still fine, but the guy, the 2 mana 1/1 who makes a 1/1 goblin would be nice. So we have enough blue creatures now that I think we probably do play Gearsmith Guardian. We don't have a ton of creatures, but I think Sleep will still do the job. Chromium. I picked up things that could kind of help me splash you, but not really. Do love Skyrider Patrol, but I don't think we want it. I think we got to take Shock. We're so low on removal. It's also another spell, and that's great. I mean, I would love Boggart Brute or Salvager of Secrets or Dwindle. But Shock's better than Dwindle. I mean, not really any contest there. Actually, I need to check if Chromium's worth anything. That does matter when you're drafting because it helps you go infinite if you're taking cards that are worth something. He's worth 2 tickets. I don't know if that's quite enough for me to not want to take something like Shock. If this pack were like devoid of anything, I would definitely do it. So yeah, I think I take Shock. Yeah, we take Shock. Does make our Salvager of Secrets better too. So Horizon Scholar's good. Sparktongue Dragon's not bad. I think I like Horizon Scholar even more though. Another Salvager. I bet we're going to wheel at least one of them. We're so stacked on 5s that we're going to end up having to cut some stuff. But yeah, I think we take Horizon Scholar here. Ooh, Seedbreaker Giant. It's also an Electrify though, and we are painfully low on removal. So Seedbreaker Giant's nice. It's definitely better in a more aggressive deck than what we seem to be doing here. But Electrify is a nice removal spell, and I think I'll take it. Trashmaster. I think we take another Wind Mage over something like that. Trashmaster is fine. Even if you don't have any other goblins, it's reasonable, but yeah. So we got Omen Speaker or Snapping Drake. I think those are more interesting to us than this. We are low on 2 drops. And we do have a decent number of flyers already. So I think I take the Omen Speaker. This format has shown me that there are, I mean, I've seen some pretty aggressive decks be pretty successful. So yeah, I think having 2 drops is probably a good idea. And now I don't think we play Crash Through. This is on my overlay too. Luckily, this creature that's on my overlay is way better than the one that was on my last overlay, but I liked the art on the other one more. I actually was kind of disappointed. They didn't print any non-humanoid birds. I like birds a lot, if you didn't know, like in the real world. They printed one. It's that 1 mana 1/2, and it's... I didn't really want to put something on my overlay that wasn't at least a decent card limited for obvious reasons. Basically, I didn't want to accidentally encourage people to play that card. So I went with the Wind Mage in the end, which, you know, it is pretty cute, but I do prefer non-humanoid birds generally. No offense, even Wind Mage. Onake Ogre again. Could take a cancel for the sideboard. I mean, I don't know how likely it is that I play a second Ogre, and I may even mainboard a cancel depending on what our deck looks like, but it's probably a sideboard card, but probably one that gets brought in. Yeah. Okay, I will take another Salvager of Secrets, I think. I'm not entirely convinced I want to play 2 of them. There's another Sleep. I don't think I want to play 2 of them. The problem with Sleep is, yeah, it can be great, but it can rot in your hand forever too. I think we just take another Disperse here. Okay, so here I think we do take a Goblin over the... They both came back, which is nice. So yeah, we'll take the Brute over another Salvager. If our deck had like Lightning Strikes and crazy things like that, like these would be way more attractive, but despite being a blue-red deck with a bunch of spells in it, we don't actually have that many spells that are good. Sparktongue Dragon, okay. We have a lot of 5s. I think all the cutting we're going to do is probably going to have to be over here. I may cut 2 Totally Losts. That's where I'm leaning right this second. And then maybe 1 Salvager too, just because we don't have great stuff to get back, which is generally what you want. So Dragon Egg's not bad. Vishnu Pyromancer is another 2-drop. Like I said earlier, it is way better in an aggressive deck. This is way better in a sacrifice deck, and we're not either of those things, unfortunately, but they are fine, both of them. I guess I'll take another 2-drop though over Dragon Egg. Yeah, and Late Night of the Tusks. I'm glad I got those. Okay. So. I kind of feel like we have to play the Apparatus. We're just so low on removal that having it is good. We know, but 2 Wind Mages and an Enigma Drake, and those are our only spell payoffs. So, I mean, and they're good ones, but... yeah, we've got 7 things that do stuff with them. So we probably don't want to cut any of that. And we may even want to try to add back in a Totally Lost. So Volley Veteran's basically a 4-mana 4/2 that does 1. Occasionally it'll do more because we have 2 Boggart Brutes. I think I'm going to side it out and side it in against someone with lots of X1s, basically. So we definitely have enough blue creatures for Gearsmith Guardian. I think we probably cut a Salvager. I mean, again, our deck's a spell deck, but like, look at this. I mean, I guess we do have Electrify. I forgot we have it. Yeah, I think we probably still cut 1 Salvager. I have to cut 1 more card. Maybe it is the Apparatus. Could be the Ogre too, I guess. I mean, yeah, the Ogre's probably the worst card in our deck, so. All right. I think this deck looks pretty solid. I do love Enigma Drake. I do love the blue-red color combination. Got some nice flying monsters to try to end the game with. So, see you guys in... Actually, I need to add mana, don't I? Yes, I do. All right, that looks reasonable. See you guys in the first match. All right, going into our first match, we would like to play first. We'd also like to mulligan. Ugh, this one's definitely better than the other one, but it's not good. I think we keep it. We scry. We pray. There's an island somewhere in the top couple cards of our library. That is not an island. But we just got one card closer. Let's look at it that way. Every time we miss on an island, we are technically one card closer to hitting one. That's the way to look at it, the very positive way. Just one card closer to that island. I mean, at least I can play Hostile Minotaur in turn 4, right? I mean, that's something. But yeah, drawing an island here would make things way better. If we can go Wind Mage, Minotaur, that's going to feel a lot better than where it looks like we might be headed. Do they have a 2-drop? They don't, thank God. Would have been kind of bad if they did. Island. Go. Come on. Give me that island. You know I deserve it. Oh, that's right. Even Wind Mage. Let's see if they have Essence Scatter. Probably do. Since I drew my island that I wanted so desperately. Yeah, called it. Okay, I mean, that's fine. They do trade up mana-wise, but not like insanely. Jeskai. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna play my Minotaur and attack here. Play Gearsmith Guardian next turn. Only be a 3/5, but that's... Ooh. Haven't gotten to see this happen yet, but here it is. Ugh. 3/3 flying indestructible Thopter token. That doesn't seem like fun. Yeah, now we have to start leaving back our Minotaur because... I mean, they're still going to be hitting us for 3 in the air is the awful thing. Although, I am going to play a Gearsmith Guardian, I guess. What the hell? Let's go aggressive. Bam. And it does block really well. Not this, but other things, you know. Wonder what they're splashing red for. Maybe about to find out. Poor Gearsmith Guardian got dwindled. I think I probably block Ether Shield Artificer here and just lose my Guardian. End our turn. I don't think we can win this one the way things have gone. That Essence Scatter wouldn't have really mattered, honestly, because this thing would be a 3/3 indestructible, so. I just want to draw Shock, and then I can play Salvager of Secrets and get it back. Seems pretty legit. Gross. Okay. Well, we did do that, but it's not going to be nearly as good as it was going to be. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and shock the Thopter. Play Salvager of Secrets. Get back Shock. So I can shock the Pioneer and double block the Gearsmith Guardian, but it's going to be indestructible, so there's no reason to do that. We're kind of screwed. We need to draw a demanding dragon every game. That's what I demand. Our deck doesn't seem bad to me, but it felt bad this game. It's hard to say. Yeah, sleep for the win. Sleep for the win. Smelt? I think probably. This does kill Thopters, which is nice. But we only saw one thing that makes them... I think I cut Tormenting Voice, probably. That's often the card to cut when you side something in. Chances are, I mean, in addition to the Gearsmith Guardian, they probably have another artifact creature or a few more because they're running that annoying +2/+2 indestructible thing that only works on, obviously, enough creatures. So they're in a deck that's actually going to be running several artifact creatures. I mean, even smelting a Thopter token, you know, that's not going to feel great, but if we got to do it, we got to do it, you know. I need you guys to show up this time, okay? You to a lesser extent, but I need you, okay? Need your help. Okay, we would like to play first. So it's much like our first hand. It's like if we can hit that island again, we're in good shape. But if we can't... I mean, if we draw any land, we can still play Boggart Brute. I think we keep it. I mean, it could end up going really poorly, but the probability that we draw a third land is pretty high. So I believe in my deck. And if that land is an island, then obviously we're ecstatic. But even if it's a mountain, it's not like we're dead in the water or anything. So... Island. Just give me the island now so I don't have to worry. Okay, we are in, like, hope we draw that land here mode now. We did at least draw a mountain, and we can play our Brute, who does not care about Wall of Mist, which is nice. Does care about Militia Bugler. I hope they miss. It does miss a significant portion of the time in most decks, so when it hits, it's kind of disgusting. Like, especially because it's attached to a decent body. And they hit a Pioneer, of course, so that's fun. Okay. Well, I think we attack. If they want to trade their Bugler, I can think about Electrify. Okay, so in the turn... I don't imagine that I'm going to use Electrify anytime soon. So even if we draw a 5th mountain, we can play Gearsmith Guardian. Definitely would rather draw an island, but... because the Wind Mage can block those Thopters. So can the Enigma Drake. Oh, God. Okay, well, we're going to play our Gearsmith Guardian. End our turn. See if it gets dwindled again. Nope. Gross. Okay. Like, an island like Disperse would be good. Haven Wind Mage would be good. Enigma Drake would be good. But, doesn't look like things are gonna go that way. Probably double block the Gearsmith Guardian. Then if they use a trick, I'm gonna be... oh no, I won't be that happy. Because I don't have mana for Disperse. Oh. Frustrating match 1. Where's my smelt? You know, I did keep a two mount in hand, to be fair, and I did draw, like I said, I'm not dead in the water because I had these guys who I could play, but now it's gone long enough that I'm starting to get to that stage. Oh, good. I'm glad they didn't attack with their Gearsmith Guardian. I guess with all my mana, they're worried I can do something. I can't. Play something I can electrify, please. No! Come on! Where's my smelt? Island or a smelt? Okay, there's an island at least. I think I play the Drake. Can block the Thopter. And it's going to get bigger. I guess I could have left up Electrify and Disperse. And having Disperse up against these would be pretty nice, but... not good. Really not good. This is going to hurt a lot. Yeah, we're just getting stomped here in match 1. Hopefully that is not a sign of things to come. I'm going to chump block one of them, but it doesn't feel great. I could use another island. Can I have another one? So one thing I can do that might be useful at one point or another is to disperse the cage, get back my Guardian, and then block with it. But it's not especially useful right now. I mean, it would be a 5/5. Yeah, we're just dead. We can't do anything. All right, well, we got stomped there. Hopefully we don't in our other matches. All right, this seems like a solid hand. We have an early shock. You know, yeah. Early shock, even when mage, and our bomb. So those are all good things. Now we have a 4-drop too, which I like even more. Ooh, now we have a 2-drop too, which I like even more. Doesn't mean we don't have shock up, but I think that's probably okay. So burn them for 2. They're red-white, so surely they have something to play now. It is something we can shock. The question is, should we shock it right now? I think the answer is actually no. I think I'd rather play the Wind Mage here. Yeah. I guess I'm going to attack, actually. Should have done that first. I don't see them trading. I mean, again, they're a red-white deck. So what might suck is they could slap an aura on it or something, and then shock is going to be less effective, but... Or that. You know, they could just play Goblin Trash Master too. So we'll take 4. So next turn I'm going to be able to play Demanding Dragon. This turn, should I play Hostile Minotaur or Snapping Drake? So something I could do still is shock this, make this a 3/3 and block the Trash Master, and then they will both die. It's a 2 for 2. It's not exactly great. I think it's probably better to just play the Drake. And I think I'll attack with my Wind Mage. Next turn, I mean, I think it's probably still going to be better to play my Huge Dragon that makes them lose a creature or 5 life. But God, they're a goblin deck, that's for sure. Sun Cleanser. Yeah, that's just a 1/4, but it'll do the job. I don't think they attack with Trash Master here. So I probably play Demanding Dragon and they sacrifice Sun Cleanser. I see that as being the probable course of events here. Okay, so yeah. Let's play Demanding Dragon. Make them make the decision now. Attack them for 5, and then we'll have lethal in the air next turn. There is like a legit chance that they find a way to kill us before we can kill them, but I think we just go for the race here. This format, so far, you know, again, I'm not super deep in it. It does seem like there are real aggressive decks, which wasn't really a thing in Dominaria. Even the most aggressive decks had, like, late game crazy things to do and could grind out wins in that format. And this format seems to have, like, legit single-minded aggro decks. So yeah, we have lethal in the air for next turn. So what they're gonna have to kill something or play a volcanic dragon. Okay. That does keep me from having lethal in the air. Yeah, we still do have our shock plan, but they're not going to attack us with Trash Master anymore. Ooh. Am I just dead? No. I go to 1 and I still win, so I guess they're just trying to see if I screw up. Because I go to 1 here. So that's 4, 8, 4, 7, 11, yeah. We go to 1, we lose our Pyromancer, but we have lethal in the air. So if they left this back, they wouldn't have been dead next turn. But yeah, this was a close one. 5, 8, 10. Yeah, just double checking. Yeah, like, make sure I have lethal here. Okay. So I don't think Trash Master is enough of a reason for me to cut Gearsmith Guardian. Totally Lost is kind of interesting against effects like Lord effects like that, but we already have 2 Disperses in there. Even though they don't put the card on top of their library, it's so much more efficient and flexible that I think I'd rather just have them. Okay. Should be a nice place to have more shocks. We're sort of a blue-red skies deck, which is kind of weird, but we do have a lot of evasion in our deck, that's for sure. Speaking of which, yeah, I think this is another keep. We're on the draw, so I think it's even more of one, and we have Omen Speaker, so I think we're in pretty good shape here. Yeah. So deckhand first, I think, just to start the clock rolling and racing against this opponent does seem like the best plan. Yeah, so we'll play the deckhand. Again, dies to anything, including a combat trick, but it's still a 1-for-1 trade, and that's your worst case scenario. If they don't kill it, well, it starts killing them, so. Oh yeah, they're off to a slow start, which is not good news for them. Yeah, so we'll attack with Departed Deckhand, whose unblockability is really important right now. I think we play Wind Mage. Since our opponent's off to a slow start, if we can play Wind Mage and back it up with like Disperse and stuff, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Well, that makes Disperse a little less good. But it's not a big deal. I think we just attack with both. I'm going to play Omen Speaker and Explosive Apparatus. I guess I'll play the Speaker first so we can see what we got going on top of our library. I don't really want to draw the Pyromancer, I don't think. No, I'd rather just have a mountain. Yeah, so we'll attack with both of these. Unfortunately, this isn't prowess, or the apparatus would have helped me do additional damage, but... yeah, we need one more land for a 5/5 Gearsmith Guardian. Just hope they don't play their Trash Master. Oh. It does slow me down. I definitely block. I mean, if they use a trick to take down my Omen Speaker, I think we're perfectly fine with that. And if we just take 2, we're even more fine with that, I think. Okay. Do I cast Tormenting Voice here? Sort of think the answer is no. Just leave mana up for Explosive Apparatus and Disperse. I go to 12. Maybe. They may use a trick. Nope. Yeah, I think we end the turn. I think no matter what, I disperse something on the end of their turn. If it's, you know, if they play a 5-drop and that's what I disperse, then great. If I block and they use a trick and I get disperse, probably even better. Especially because we could just Salvager of Secrets it back later. So yeah, we'll block. Okay, so yeah, I think instead I'm just going to use my apparatus to kill the original Gallant Cavalry here, because I don't want to be dispersing that. Okay, Sift is good. Let's go ahead and Sift. Okay. See you later, Tormenting Voice. I want this land. Would have been nice to be a mountain for shock, but, you know. So if they play something huge and frightening, we can disperse it. Ugh. Don't really want to be dispersing that, though. Okay, goodbye, Departed Deckhand. You did what you were supposed to. I could play Gearsmith Guardian. I'm leaning a little more towards playing Enigma Drake because I can play it and leave up Disperse, and it can block Meteor Golem. So, yeah. And it's an evasive threat, which my other stuff is not. So, do I disperse the knight just to do it? No, I don't think so. Okay, so I think I attack for 2 here and then just play Gearsmith Guardian. Does not concern me a whole lot. They don't have that. I don't really like Rogue's Gloves unless you have a ton of evasive creatures. I guess it would have been good in our deck because it's just way too easy. You have to have a creature who's already good, or it's basically useless. So, all right. So, I think we block here. If they have a trick, whatever. Yeah, I think they were just trying to draw a free card there, or maybe take this down. Oh, ooh, okay, that's pretty gross. I'm hoping our board is just so imposing that they can't do anything about it, basically. Doesn't Doesn't really look like that's going to be the case, though. We do have lethal, more or less. So I'm trying to decide if I should disperse. If I disperse something and then shock something, that gives me a 4/4 Enigma Drake. And they have to block the other thing. That seems pretty good to me. Problem is, there's not anything that good to disperse. I could disperse their Rogue's Gloves. It's probably better to just shock something. So I think I'm just going to shock. I could shock them. That drops into 6. But I think it's better to shock the Knight. And then play Salvager of Secrets and get back shock, probably. So let's attack with everything. Gotta block the 5/5 and then go to 4. So they are going to play Meteor Golem here, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Get back our shock. We could get back Sift, but shock when they're at 4 seems a little better to me. All right, we won that one. Got stomped pretty hard in the first one, and the second one went pretty well for us. Deck performed pretty well. This did exactly what I hoped it would. So, all right, see you guys in our next match. All right, going into our final match here, hoping to win it. This looks solid. Yeah, we haven't seen Sleep at all. I forgot we had Sleep. That could have turned around a lot of situations for us. Yeah. Do we Tormenting Voice super early? What do you think? I think maybe, but I don't think so. I think we're going to hold on to it. It'll be the last card we cast. I think it's better to just hold shock up. There's a really good chance they just play something here I can shock. And if they do, we shock it. See? And that's a really good thing to shock because that card is out of control. It gets out of control in the late game. So, okay. Play the Brute. So if I don't draw a land next turn, I'd probably play Tormenting Voice and discard Hostile Minotaur. I think that's probably where I would go. Okay, we did draw a land though, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll attack with Boggart Brute, who cannot be blocked, Death Touch or not. And I'm also going to play Snapping Drake. I'm going to play creatures who don't care about this thing's Death Touch. That's the plan anyway. Yep. I take 2. Okay. Well, do I just go really aggressive here, play Hostile Minotaur and smash with everything? Or do I play Sift? If I play Hostile Minotaur and smash with everything, they're basically dead to sleep. So I think that's the plan. Okay, they're less dead to sleep now, but I'm also perfectly okay with that trade, so I'll take it. So they're still pretty dead to sleep. I think I don't really need to cast it though, is the thing, because they have so little life left anyway. So I think we hold off on it. I think we just smash for 6 in the air. Oh, evasion. You don't have flying. Okay, well, I think I'm still okay with that. Yeah, we'll kill the Daggerback dude. Get in for 3. Play another unblockable creature. And end our turn. Definitely just take 4 here. Okay. So we'll attack with both of these, dropping them to 3. If we don't have to show them we have sleep, I don't think we should, because it can just win games out of nowhere, and that it's going to win less games out of nowhere if they know we have it. So, you know, we'll hold on to it. All right. So already this format, you know, just a few drafts in feels so much faster than Dominaria, which is, you know, normally I like grindy formats, but it's nice to be in a faster one, at least for a little bit. You know, if this gets stale really fast, which I don't think it will, I hope it doesn't. I mean, they've been doing a good job on limited mostly since, entirely really since Ixalan, triple Ixalan, because even Rivals was a pretty good format. But if this does get stale, there's a chance I do like one of these a week and one Dominaria a week and just go back to Dominaria, but we'll see. The speed right now is kind of refreshing, honestly, because I love the grindy decks, like I said, but when every one of the decks was grindy, like, you know, eventually you're like, okay, you know, this is a solid hand. Okay, so we're going to play Explosive Apparatus. Slow start from them is nice. Hopefully they play something we can shock. And then, do I play Wind Mage? Maybe. I can shock that. Yay. I'd rather do that than use my Apparatus. I think I'm actually going to play the Brute first because it will add more damage to the table early. The Wind Mage will be able to attack for a lot longer. So yeah, we'll play the Brute. Although going Wind Mage Sift is pretty attractive, but I think I'm going to go... I'm still going to do that. I'm just going to do it a turn later when I already have a Bogger Brute in play. Basically. That's what I'm saying. Not a Giant Spider. No. Something else I can shock. Or maybe I just kill this with my Apparatus now. I think maybe I take a hit from it first. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just take a hit from it first. I'll play the Wind Mage. I mean, this is a race we win, even if we don't kill the two-headed zombie, so... I'm going to take 4. Yeah, we'd have to be concerned when they have mana up that they might be able to save it. Okay, well, don't think they'll be able to save it now. So, yeah, I think we go ahead and do this while they're tapped out. And attack with our Wind Mage. Depending on what they do, we'll probably either Sift or Electrify next turn. If they play something we can kill, we use Electrify. If they don't, oh. Well, maybe we just try to keep racing by playing Hostile Minotaur here. What are you right now? You're a 1/4? Yeah. Let's just play the Minotaur. One of these days I'll Sift. I'm glad that doesn't do anything right now. I'm really glad that doesn't do anything right now. Okay, so I think maybe we just play Spark Tongue Dragon unkicked here and just keep trying to take our opponent down. I mean, this, yeah, that drops him to 9. Unkicked. It doesn't have kicker, but it basically does, you know. Yeah, we'll play Spark Tongue here. So if they do get a creature with power 4 or greater, they will get to draw 2 cards, but it will be on their next upkeep. So it's not exactly something I'm concerned about. Okay, I'm just going to take 2. All right. All right, so we're going to attack with both of these. If they have a trick, it would almost be better. Okay, they don't really have one. I could use Electrify here to just put an end to this creature, but I think this is not that much of a concern, and I think I'd rather hold on to it to kill something bigger. So, oh yeah, they do kill my guy, so maybe I should have. I think I'm actually going to play Enigma Drake here. I can set up lethal if I play Sift and then discard another spell without too much effort. We're just going to take the 2. Okay, they're dead. Because we just go Sift. And we discard Electrify, which feels weird, but that's the right thing to do here because it just gives us lethal and they have nothing. So, all right. Well, despite getting stomped in our first match, the deck seemed pretty dominant in match 2 and 3. So, you know, maybe we underperformed in the first one. Because, yeah, we went 2 and 1 in the end, and the deck was pretty sweet. All right, see you guys in the next draft video, which will be up on Monday.